All right, Nick. So I got a picture of somebody here. I want you to tell me if you know who this person is.
He's familiar.
It's Ryan, I think.
Ryan?
Bryan.
Bryan.
Yes.
Yeah. And do you know what he does here?
I think the design or graphic department.
No.
So,
He's like in the sales department. Do you know who this guy is right here?
I see his face around the office.
So,
Time
okay.
and again.
So that you know that he works here?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. But you don't know his name?
No.
Yeah, that's Bryan Smith. He works in our client relations team.
Wow, you knew his whole name and everything. How do you know that?
Yeah, he's my roommate. Works right here.
Back in the days when Displayit first started, when somebody new came on board, it was a really, really big deal. But of course it's a big deal. We only had 4 people. But now we have 51 people. So when we bring somebody new, it's sometimes hard for everybody to get the chance to get to know them. So we wanted to change that. We went around to find out how well everybody knew our newest employee, Bryan Smith, and we realized we probably have a little bit more work to do. So we decided to make this episode and give you the chance to meet Displayit's newest employee, Bryan Smith. One of the reasons we do the Displayit Show is not just for our audience and clients out there, but it's also for everybody here at Displayit. So welcome Bryan to the show. And first, Bryan, why don't you just tell us a little bit about maybe your college experience and what you majored in, and then your initial work experience.
Sure. Well, I attended Georgia College and State University in Milledgeville, where I majored in mass communication. I jumped into the workforce pretty quickly, and my first job was actually in college admissions at a smaller university. So that was where I got my first work experience.
Working at Displayit in the portable display and graphics business is a lot different than working for a university.
Right.
Tell us about what led you into this field of work.
Working in college admissions, typically people say that you're either going to be a 2 or a 20 person, meaning that you either spend 2 years there and kind of transition into something else, or you'll end up spending 20 years there. And I ended up being one of the 2-year people. I felt like everything that I wanted to accomplish in that stage I had already done. So I was looking for a new challenge. So when an opportunity at Displayit came up, I was really mostly interested in it because it did provide a new challenge. I'd never quite done anything like this before, like what I'm doing right now in sales. And then I was also really encouraged by the things I saw from Displayit in terms of the working environment, especially the 10 core values. I was really impressed with that. I've always felt like your working environment is really what makes the job, and I was looking for a place that would provide a really positive one. And I felt confident that Displayit would, and so far it definitely has.
Where did you grow up, and what are some of the things you like to do as a kid?
Played baseball, like rec league, and then I also did a lot with marching band and campus newspaper. Well, I was one of those kids who was hanging out in the band room. Thought I was one of the cool band kids, but honestly I don't think there's such thing. So I always followed Major League Baseball and the NFL growing up. So sports fanatic, band kid, also kind of a media nerd all at the same time. Those are like my 3 big things growing up.
What are some of your initial impressions of Displayit?
Well, I've been here for about 2 solid months now, and my initial impression is that everybody who works here definitely works with a purpose. One of the first things I said to one of my coworkers was, wow, there's really a lot of moving parts here. Everything that I found in those 10 core values definitely rings true. And it's good to know that you can come to work with people who care about what they do and who also care about you, and aren't shifting blame when something goes wrong, but really are just focused again on that same purpose of providing a great product for our customers and clients.
What are some of your long-term professional goals that you really aspire to, things you want to accomplish in your career?
A lot of what I learned in college, a lot of the curriculum that we had kind of taught us to do a lot of media projects independently. And with that came learning how to not only write, but also have public speaking engagements, and also do like video editing. So we learned a lot of different platforms. And when I graduated, I said, well, I don't really want to just pick one, so let me find people who have found a way to kind of do everything. There's a lot of people out there in media who have done that. My favorite example is probably Bill Simmons, who was with ESPN for a while. He does everything from writing to video to podcasting, and I think ultimately that's what I would like to do, is pick something to talk about, because I am interested in a lot of different things, but not limit myself to only writing about it or only speaking about it. Kind of finding ways to mix in everything and whatever message it is that I choose to send out.
So what was the best learning experience that you've had?
The best learning experience I've had was an internship I had at CBS Radio during my junior year of college, or after my junior year of college. I did it for about 3 months. It taught me a lot about not only how to be responsible at work, but of course things about the radio and the media industry that I hadn't learned before and that I kind of still take with me today.
All right, everybody, I hope you enjoyed this chance to get to meet Bryan, Displayit's newest team member. And for all the Displayit teammates who are watching this show, this is Bryan Smith. He works in the client relations department, otherwise kind of known as sales. But come on over to his office, get to know him, come say hi. All right, well, I hope that you've enjoyed this episode of the Displayit Show, chance to get to know Bryan. But it's time for us to go ahead and get back to work. We'll see y'all later.